this dating thing. Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Let me tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime. Oh, you don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I know.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old ass that can love you old. Trying to hang out with these young. Yeah, you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Now that the smoke is cleared, Shannon Sharpe is down calling out a lot of his fake friends. And he's not saying names too much, but last night on Nightcap, he was really going in, and he was like really saying that he was going through it for the last year. And, you know, in this situation, a lot of people that he thought that would have his back, a lot of people he thought that would be down with him, they haven't made no phone calls. They haven't checked up on him. You know, they turned their back on him. Some even came out in the public and really went against him, right? And Shannon said, I seen it all, right? I got eyes. I've been seeing that. We know that Shannon fell from grace last year when he got caught up in this scandal with the 22 or 23-year-old Gabrielle Zuniga, right? She accused him of doing some horrible things, right? Shannon tried to settle out for like $10 million. We know that he had a situation some years ago with some woman that allegedly that she alleged that he did some bad things to her. Here's a relationship. Now, mind you, these are all W women, right? These are sisters. These are all W women that's accused him of doing these horrible acts. Now, we know that when he was accused in the past, that case was thrown out. It never reached court. It was thrown out. But when this Gabrielle Zuniga stuff came back, she tried to come back. Well, we know that he eventually settled. This woman got a big bag, right? A large bag. And a lot of people really was going at Shannon. And Shannon was saying, I seen all this. Now, mind you, Shannon was warned when he had Monique on the show. And Monique told him, as you can see in the beginning, Monique told him, leave them young gals alone. He was warned by Cat Williams, but he was arrogant and he wasn't listening to nobody. But the one person that really got at him, right, and really hurt Shannon was this guy.
To be a good TV guy personality.
Yeah.
So you knew he was made for TV.
Yeah.
And would he say he's going to do it?
Yes, he had already started prepping.
How much before he retired did he tell him?
Been started.
Oh, so he's known he's going to be doing that.
Yeah.
So you're not surprised by the success he's having with his podcast and TV and him and Skip and Stephen A., all that stuff?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm shocked at his content. I wouldn't, in a million years, the things that Shannon has said now or did now, I would never believe that Shannon would say or do any of this.
Like what?
Simply, I take drinking. Shannon, in my entire career, I've never saw Shannon with a drink. Ever. Like it was against the law, right? Because he had some stuff in his family that he didn't want to follow that. And then so I kind of started to watch him, and then we kind of went our own separate ways because I'm like, you're going to take that route. I can't go that route. Never can go that route. And that route is to become so worldly that you become popular because you're talking about ignorance, right? A lot of times, a lot of these gossip conversations that they're having and bringing up all this stuff, I'm not going to do that to nobody. I'm not in the business for that. I'm in life to try to teach people what does it mean to be a better man or get back to the kingdom, you know? And a lot of times, a lot of the guys get in trouble with these podcasts and things, man, because everybody wants the follower. Everybody wants to be popular. Everybody wants to make money. But that's a tight rope into what you call influence and popularity. Right? The devil has the ability to make you popular. God has the ability to give you influence that when people see you, they see an image of him. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing for me that started to switch with not just Shannon, but just a couple of people. I'm like, wow. Would switch out like that? Really? And I would never, ever. Why? Because of the respect that I have for my mother, my daughters, my granddaughters, life, period. And I think men, given these new platforms, we've overrode what the platform is actually for. The platform is supposed to help somebody find a new direction. We don't help. Everybody just gets on. Like, everybody's talking now. Everybody got a podcast. Everybody's is the new marriage coach. Everybody's the new relationship coach. And ain't nobody coaching themselves. Because if you were coaching yourself, when it says power of life and death is found in the tongue, then go back and check out a couple of your episodes and ask yourself, do you give life or do you give death? And that's why, me personally, I kind of.
Now, Ray Lewis is the same guy that was accused of some horrific acts and was arrested and was locked up for a whole year from the NFL, right? Before he was able to come back and have a Hall of Fame career. We saw what happened, they said, down there in Atlanta at that time when 2 men was unalived. And he went on to this man's podcast and just verbally destroyed Shannon Sharpe. Shannon saw that and it looked like Shannon was ready to cry when he was on his nightcap the day after Ray Lewis went on there and said those things, right? But there was another person that said some things too, right? Now, on the nightcap, Shannon spoke real highly of Stephen A. Smith. And I believe that he spoke real highly of Stephen A. Smith because he somewhat still needs Stephen A. Smith to vouch for him in the business because Stephen is very powerful to those W folks. So he feels some type of way, in my opinion, about Stephen, but he spoke highly of Stephen A. But remember, when this thing was going down, Stephen was talking like this.
On the offensive to defend himself, I completely understand where Shannon Sharpe is coming from. On the other hand, when his legal team issued out the press release on X yesterday, and they spoke about, they mentioned her name, and they revealed some of those explicit text messages, that was uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's a strategy that would work. All that I spoke to Shannon, not in details, but I spoke to him, and he emphatically proclaims his innocence. According to Mr. Busby, his client emphatically proclaims his guilt. So where does that leave us? I'd love to tell you that I know the answer to that question, but I don't. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on. I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously, and we are looking into this very, very closely. In my perfect world, he moves on, and somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I don't know where this is going to.
And when Stephen made those comments, a lot of people call him a traitor. But now let's get into and look at what Shannon Sharpe actually said on Nightcap last night. Check it out.
And I said, well, he obviously knew what was going on because I called him and told him or her the time. And then something else came out. And then something else came out. And then something else came out. Then ESPN came out. He said, Shannon, there's a lesson in here somewhere. Mm-hmm. For you to be going through what you're going through, there is a lesson. Mm-hmm. It's on you to figure it out. Yeah. I said, man, I sure wish he said, you know what? He said, no, that's not the plan. He said that if you knew what it was, you would circumvent the lesson.
Right.
He said, no, but you'll figure it out. Yeah. He said, you'll figure it out. Yeah. And people, when y'all see me, I don't want y'all to have the wrong impression. But I'm just very guarded now. I'm very, very guarded. I was always on alert, but I'm on high alert because I really don't know who I can really trust. Because what I've seen over the last 6 months, there are very few people that you can actually trust.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Very, very, very few.
Man.
And there are people that said some things, and it's gotten back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And you remember we had this conversation, Ocho, about being down, and then people feel like they can pile on.
Yeah.
But I'm just very I'm very matter of fact. I'm very, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. I'm going about. I'm on my way.
Yeah,
I'm on my way because I don't want people. Yeah, I had a conversation and Chef, because if you stay too long, Ocho, the more people, and this is what I had to learn. And somebody told me this. Mm-hmm. They say, Shannon, the more people you become involved with, the more stories there is to be told. Mm.
Circle got to be crazy small.
The more people you're involved with, Shannon, the more stories there are to be told. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like that.
I didn't know what was going to happen. I appreciate you, Ocho, because you're like, hey, when you text me, Unc, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Whatever we got to go through, we going through it. You ain't by yourself.
Hey, till the wheels fall the fuck off. Shit, you gave me opportunity.
There are so many people, Ocho and Joe,
where I'm going,
that used to call, that used to text.
Yeah.
I ain't heard from them since this happened.
Mm. But that's all right, though. That's all right, though.
Man, please.
Yeah, keep it moving, baby.
Maybe this is what, I don't wish this on anybody. But what it did do is it really showed me who's really, really there.
Right.
There are a lot of people on the peripheral. When things were going well, when we were at the apex and getting invited to everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking about ain't called. And I'm talking about, we were talking once a month, twice a month.
Right. Are we going to come back?
But I see.
Yeah, and you know, I think about too, Unc and Joe, you had to think about, you know, Unc, what you had to go through. You know, I've been in the eye of that storm too now. Mm-hmm. Big time, in front of the world.
Yeah.
So I had to take my licks. I had to take
you gotta.
And I had, hey, Joe, boy, them calls stopped. Ain't heard from nobody. My circle was always small, so my same circle was right there, you know, to lift me up. But I already knew I was finna sit for a minute.
Yeah.
For a long time, Joe. It was quiet for maybe 6 years.
Yeah.
Well, you know how long 6 years is?
Hell yeah.
Nothing coming. No, nothing. You just, and then here we go. You give me an opportunity, you know, while everything is back going, motion is going good.
Yeah.
And then you think I had a nerve to jump ship just because you going through what I had to go through years ago. What the fuck I'm going? I know what it's like.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the chat. Everybody say Stephen A. No, I will say this. Stephen A. has called me and been there every step of the way. I will say that. I will say Stephen A. have reached out. He's called, asked me anything. Juvie, he's like, man, Juvie just wanted to say, hey, that's his boy. He just wanted to say, hey, you good? Hey, you good? I'm good. I'm good. Look, I know a lot of people say a lot of things about Stephen A. All I can attest to is the way Stephen A. is with Shannon. And he's been great because when I went through what I was going through at Fox, he was there. Mm-hmm. When I was going through he was calling anything I can do. What can I do? I won't get into private conversations that we have because that's between he and I.
Right.
But there are a lot of other people, a lot. Well, I shouldn't say a lot of the parcel of land. There were a few Quite a few. But you know what? I've been down before. This public lashing and ridicule.
So Shannon must be on a break of getting his sponsors back, a lot of things back where he's about to start moving and shaking because he's saying like, just give me one more year and I'm going back to show you, I'm going back to being who I was that made this show great. Because when this stuff went down, he lost all his sponsorships. You know, he had $100 million deal on the table that was gone. And, you know, he's telling stories about like how his brother was giving him words of wisdom and everything. And I had a problem with it because, listen, he didn't break any laws because the girl wasn't a minor, but she was very young. And he was warned by people, and he didn't heed the warning because his head was his head was so big that, you know, he was used to people lauding and celebrating him. And I knew that when he brought Cat Williams on the club, Shay Shay and Monique, and they start going in on them athletes and entertainers, I knew there was going to be hell to pay. They was going to come back. They was going to circle back, double back, and get it. And the thing is with Shannon, he's been able to survive it. He's still getting 30,000 people at night. And I told you the corporations was going to double back and come back and get it because he's still worth a lot of money. There's still a lot of money on the table under his name, right? So for me, I don't think that he doesn't want any enemies right now. So he's playing nice and he's making nice. And I think he's making nice with Stephen A because Stephen A has a lot of power with those W executives behind the scenes because we saw the position that Stephen A. Smith took and he was ridiculed for that by people, right? And, you know, Ocho stayed with him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Was rocking with him. And he's basically saying that some of these sanctions that's been on me is about to be lifted. I still got some contracts on the table and it's about to go down. It's about to go down. But I believe that a lot of the corporations and a lot of these entertainers really went after him because, you know, he had to get spanked. And I believe the corporations allow him to be spanked because he was allowing people to ridicule and destroy entertainers that the corporates are invested in. So they said, well, listen, dude, you bring a lot of money to the table, but right now, man, you doing too much. We're not going to totally destroy you, but we're going to spank you for a while. And then we'll allow you to come back. And when you come back, you're going to come back on our terms and the way that we tell you to do things. So look forward to him, Club Shay Shay, maybe having people on now, but all that gossip and stuff that salacious stuff, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to fly. They're not going to allow him to do that no more. He's going to have to do it on their terms. But Shannon, you know, he start calling people out without saying names. But let me know what you guys think about this. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.